Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Today I got a crazy, goofy story to kind of go over. One that's actually pretty frightening. And I do these stories to tell you guys that it's now men that need to look for red flags when they're dating on Tinder and they're dating on these dating apps. And even if you're dating in real life, it used to be the women that were, oh, he's so scary and you need to be afraid, ladies, because he might be the dangerous one. Women have lost their ever-loving minds. You look at what some of these teachers are doing. You look at what some of just some women in society today. You look at some of these fights that have started and been fought in the middle of a Walmart with like 10, 15 ladies hitting each other over the head with merchandise and stuff. This dude, though, literally was fighting for his life at the end of his date. And he got a happy ending first. So I don't know. I don't know what sparked her to... maybe this is insta regret for the happy ending. Maybe he had a poor diet and his love explosion was not that tasty. I don't know, but I'm trying to find something good out of this because I'll tell you, this is a pretty awful story. Before I get into it too much, this reminds me of something. If you watched my Amaranth video, a lot of guys, both there and on other videos, are posting like, oh, this proves that her husband, and I know a lot of you don't care about this, Amaranth, but I do want to mention this. A lot of guys are like, oh, did you see the text? And did you see her yelling at her husband yelling at her online? Did you see these videos? That proves he's a horrible person. Maybe so. But the part that fascinates me is why people don't, do you think she would film herself doing awful things? No. So she might be just as bad, if not worse, when she's off camera. Understand that. So just because that he's a horrible person doesn't mean that she's not. Case in point, see the Heard Depp trial. So, have some patience on this stuff. We may get to learn more about it. We'll see how the details come out, but you have to stay reasoned. Understand that there may be a lot of different gray areas in this story. I think that's very important. Also, we're still in first place on the race to the retreat. It is now on sale. Today is the last day. I think, no, tomorrow is the last day. We've got $30. It's on sale right now. $30 for the kit, the shaving cream, the handles, the 8 blades, after balm shaving lotion. A great deal. It supports me. It supports Daily Wire. Make sure to get a kit if you can. And if not, just go support the Daily Wire. Those points are going to get us the race to the retreat. And lastly, if you guys really want a good community to have conversations about difficult topics, whether it be politics or things that are going on in society today, that's why I created betterbachelor.locals.com. Like we have arguments and friendly arguments. Like we don't get in heated, like knockdown, drag out arguments. We have debates. We have arguing our points. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And we've got like 55,000 people over there. They're not all supporters, so I would appreciate it if you'd support me. But we have a great community over there, so please jump on over and take part in it. So from the New York Post, this is about a week ago. I've had so many stories come out that I wanted to address but I've had this one up for a while. Woman duct taped, slashed a naked Tinder date, and then ordered DoorDash, say the cops. This was, just a week ago. A Colorado woman has been arrested after she allegedly duct taped her Tinder date, who was undressed, choked him, and slashed him with a blade before ordering food from DoorDash. If that doesn't tell you how wickedly weird these women are being. Like she just tying him up. You don't do this on a first date. Do not put yourself in this kind of position on a first date from Tinder. Lauren Marie Dooley, 22, was hit with multiple felony charges last week over the bizarre attack on her 21-year-old date inside her apartment in Colorado Springs, a newly released affidavit said. Dooley is accused of enticing her date, whom she only just met on the dating app, to remove his clothes before allegedly performing a Australian kiss, which is when you kiss down low, or down under, I should say. And then while doing that to him on the couch, according to the affidavit, she then allegedly used duct tape to bind his feet and hands, which the victim said he agreed to. So, here's the thing. I have a lot of you guys that are like, dude, she doesn't know my real name. She doesn't know where I live. I go to her place. I smash. I leave. Problem solved. You don't know. You could show up to one of these and you could get mugged. Like it could be a catfish. Or she could say something like, hey, let's do a little something kinky. She just literally gave the guy a happy ending. And she's like, okay, for this next thing, I'm going to tie you up and do fun things. And he's like, okay, go ahead. She ties him up, and then she starts cutting on him and ordering food like she's going to make a day out of it. He said he found it odd, but he consented to it, the affidavit said. But things took a turn when Dooley brought out a kitchen blade and demanded he go into her bedroom, the victim told the cops. I wonder if he had to hop. Like, were his feet tied and he had to kind of rabbit hop into the bedroom? Fearing Lauren would harm him with the blade, he obeyed and got into her bed. I wonder if he was, like, scared stiff. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's thinking, like, oh, this is going to be some scary rough play? I don't know. Lauren climbed on top of him and proceeded to use the blade to cut his left shoulder. Now, if you look at this gal, right, she looks mousy and tiny and girl next door average. And myself included, as a man, I would look at this and be like, oh, she's just cute girl next door, and maybe she's like wants to play, little B Bravo Delta Sierra Mike, little BDSM. But, it doesn't take much once you've allowed yourself to be tied up. It doesn't allow much of a girl to be able to end you, apparently. She then allegedly choked him repeatedly and checked his neck for a pulse, according to the cops. God, she really, if she had to check him because she made him pass out. Lauren then used both her hands to apply direct pressure to his throat for approximately 20 seconds, making it difficult to breathe. She stopped only to procure a belt that she'd then place around his neck. She tightened the belt for another 20 seconds, once more making it difficult to breathe. When she took it off, she checked his neck for a pulse. There's a point in time, and there's a point in time, guys, where you're either excited this is happening, or you think it's funny, or you think it's interesting, or you think it's a little kink or whatever. Then there's that point where you go, oh my God, I might die. I think it happened to this guy. She then allegedly proceeded to order takeout via DoorDash and threatened to end her date if he tried to scream to the delivery driver. Then the victim told cops that Dooley ate her food and then got back into the bed with him. He escaped and alerted police after she fell asleep beside him, according to the affidavit. Responding officers encountered the naked victim standing in the parking lot of the apartment complex. Dooley was subsequently charged with second-degree kidnapping, second-degree assault and menacing. She's scheduled to appear in court for an initial hearing on Thursday. I'm going to do a follow. Well, you know what? This is from a week ago, and she supposedly had a hearing. So let me do a search on her name. Well, she's been charged with multiple felonies. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you know what? It was a brother that got tied up. Because it says right here, gender male, race black. She did this to a brother, man. So, sorry for you, my man. This gives just a more detailed account. I don't see anything in here where it says what's going to happen to her, of course. But look, I know I'm joking and laughing my way through this because the situation is so crazy. I mean, you hook up with a young gal who looks. I mean, again, she looks. She's I don't know how old she is. She's at least 18, but she looks petite and mousy and kind of girl next door. There's a lot of guys that especially if you're a guy that's maybe good looking or charismatic or athletic, they'd be like, oh, this is like a slam dunk lay, man. This is just a smash. Met her online, didn't have to put any effort into it. He goes over there, he gets the happy ending, and he's like, this is all right. She says, let's take it to the next level. You get tied up, and then she's cutting on you and trying to choke you out. And the thing that's so scary about being choked out is because if you can't fight back, I've been in martial arts, and it's a very safe environment in the martial arts. Even when you do get, like choked out, they shake your legs, they lift your legs and shake them a little bit and kind of, tap your face a little bit and kind of jiggle your body to get everything. And you kind of come to and you do this whole, what happened? And that's where everybody's like, you went out, man, you went out. And you're like, ah. And then you're right back to normal. But the thing is, when you're tied up, and maybe at this point you are actually scared, and you start slipping to that blackout, there's a big fear that you're never going to wake up because she'll end you when you're out. That is so frightening. And so I laugh about this and joke about it just because of the situation of him getting a happy ending and then, having to run for his damn life. But guys, I tell you right now, it doesn't matter on first or second date. It doesn't matter if you meet him on Tinder and you don't want her to be able to give your life any problems. So you go to her place, you smash over there, then you dash, and she's calling you Fred when your real name's Bob and all this other stuff. Like, I get it, man. I get it that you want to make sure that she can't make your life a living hell if she's got some red flags. But I'm telling you what, right now, man, you got to be careful even going over to their place, because I've done a couple of stories like this where if women are given the opportunity, they can and will end you. Why she happened to fall asleep, I don't know, and thank God she did, so she didn't end up, hurting this poor guy, and he could get the heck out of there. But I guarantee you, that's one BJ he will remember for the rest of his life. I'll tell you that. But the happy ending has a happy ending because he at least got out of there. But guys, be careful nowadays because men, you have as much, if not more, to risk than the ladies do.